The fight against prostate cancer is happening in the community, one haircut at a time. Did you know that what you eat and drink could make a difference in your cancer treatment? And canines spread their own brand of kindness to patients. Those stories and more coming up.
Welcome to Headline MCC. Insider news at Moffitt Cancer Center.
Welcome to Headline MCC. I'm Nancy Johnson. A trip to the barber for a haircut could save your life. Moffitt is taking the message of prostate cancer prevention and treatment right where the men are. Barbers Against Prostate Cancer is a research effort funded by the National Cancer Institute to reduce health disparities in the Black community. 4 barbershops in East Tampa are leading the way in educating their clients about prostate cancer.
And everybody knows the barbershop for men is just one of those respectable, highly regarded places. I mean, the barbers like no other in the community, and they're oftentimes viewed as leaders, as key gatekeepers, as stakeholders. You want to know what's going on in the community, you talk to your barber.
This is a joint project between Moffitt and the Tampa Bay Community Cancer Network, as well as the Community Health Advocacy Partnership. One of those barbers is the owner of Attitudes Plus. Let's hear from him in Cancer Unscripted.
They listen to the barber, so with that relationship, we have a little say so, we have their ears because they listen to what we're doing and what we're saying, because they know we participate in a lot of things and we just don't get involved in anything. But it's something good for the community to help our men out and to get them to go to at least visit a doctor, because a lot of guys don't take the time to go out there to do that. Nobody want to know the big C, They don't want to know that you have the big C. They don't want to know that. They don't want the answer to that. And then to go and have the exam done. Most men are not comfortable even, dealing with that type of situation with another man doing that exam, So just I don't know. You just have to. It's almost like pampering them to convince them to go, But once they come over that fear, and you let them know. I mean, I've done it, and they look at it and say, hey, you look at me and say, well, if you can do it, I can do it. So.
This is a joint project between Moffitt and the Tampa Bay Community Cancer Network, as well as the Community Health Advocacy Partnership. This has been a year where Florida's faced some really tough budget challenges. Still, Moffitt continues to make the case for more state funding to fight cancer. Headline MCC's John DeMuro reports.
The state budget crunch is reducing Florida's funding of Moffitt research. But leaders like former U.S. Senator Connie Mack are making a strong case for the fight against cancer.
It's vital that the state continue this funding so we can expand our research, improve the quality of life for Floridians, who, by the way, we are now, I think, number 2 in the nation as far as the incidence of cancer is concerned.
With hundreds of clinical trials underway, Moffitt is out of space to conduct research. But with renewed state funding, construction could start on a new facility to house hundreds of cancer researchers. Right here is where medical discoveries happen, but you only need to listen to the story of one cancer patient to know why Moffitt needs more money for research.
I lost my mother in 1970. She was only 46. She died of cancer. I've had cancer myself. I've had 4 different kinds in 6 years. But again, I'm one of the lucky ones.
Continued investment in Moffitt could be helpful to the state's economy, too.
Anyone who looks at the return that the state has gotten from the investment that they made in the Moffitt Cancer Center 20 years ago would be astounded. It is through additional tax revenues that come. It is a result of employment. We are a huge employer, very high-level paying jobs. The economic impact on the state and on the Hillsborough and surrounding area is enormous.
But the biggest impact is on real people fighting this disease every day.
Anything that we can do to provide us with the money for, again, the research and to help the people that come in here for their treatment, it would be so so helpful.
John DeMuro, Headline MCC.
At the end of the general session, the Florida legislature approved more than $11 million for Moffitt's research and treatment efforts in the coming year. And one key part of cancer care is nutrition. Your eating habits have a lot to do with how you'll handle treatment. Moffitt has a team of dietitians who do nutrition intervention. They show the patients how a healthy diet can help them fight their disease and manage their treatment.
When I see my patients, I know what chemo they're going through or what transplant they're going through and some of the side effects.
James Pop has melanoma. Jeannie worked with him to boost his protein levels.
And she pointed out some things to me that I need to eat and bring that up. And now we got that back up to the level where it is. And also with the calorie intake on some stuff, you know, that I found out after talking to her, there's certain things, you know, there's a lot more calories in it than something that you'd like to eat just because it's good, not necessarily good for you, you know.
And finally, we want you to meet some canine caregivers. Headline MCC's Diego Pelaez spends a minute with this special breed of therapists.
So it's not just one person making a difference, but one person and one dog can make a difference.
The program has actually been here at Moffitt for almost 20 years now. We thought a few years ago that we were missing a great opportunity to reach a lot more people if we would come to the clinic lobby, maybe cheer them up if they've had a bad day, and put a smile on their face as they're walking out the door or on their way to the doctor's appointments.
How long have you been with the program?
2 years. 2 years. And I think it's the greatest program ever. I mean, and you could see the happiness that it brings patients. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
I feel like I'm holding my kids all over again, except she's a little hairier. And she probably housebroke a little easier, too. Don't tell that to my kids. What? Oh, you agree with me?
There's one lady in particular I remember that she came over, she sat down, and she looked like she was pretty upset. And Prophet came over and sat next to her and leaned up against her. And she had told us that she had just found out that after a 2-year recession, her cancer was back. And she basically just grabbed him by the neck and just basically cried on him for 10 minutes. When she was done, she said, you know, thank you so much for being here, because he really has made it easier with the news I got today.
Tiffany has been asked to come up to certain patients' rooms, and they just fell in love with her, and she gets special requests, but normally we stay down here in the lobby.
I think it's one of the nicest extras that Moffitt has. They love the dogs love them. It gives a few minutes to be someplace else other than in a cancer treatment center.
That does it for this edition of Headline MCC. If you have a story idea or you just want to give us feedback, email us at headlinemcc@moffitt.org. We'll see you next time. Until then, take care of yourself.